Hello, and welcome to the Health Services for Children with Special Needs New Enrollee Orientation, and welcome to the HSCSN Health Plan. Today, I'm going to review some topics for our new enrollees to help you understand more about the plan, the benefits and services, and the different departments you may come into contact with throughout your time with HSCSN. These will be the topics that we'll be covering here on our agenda. Just a little bit of background, Health Services for Children with Special Needs is a managed care organization here in the District of Columbia. We serve children and young adults from 0 to 26, supporting those enrollees with special needs. Like many other health plans, we support enrollees' physical health needs, behavioral health needs, and we offer a variety of other benefits and services as well. When thinking about physical health support, just like other health plans, we would cover primary care visits, immunizations, specialty visits. We also support our enrollees who may be pregnant or expecting a child, as well as durable medical equipment or supplies that may be required for our enrollees. In addition to our physical health, we also have supports for behavioral health. This can include outpatient therapy services, applied behavior analysis or ABA therapies. We also support inpatient behavioral health and substance abuse services, medication management with a psychiatrist, and if needed, residential treatment supports in a psychiatric residential treatment facility. We are able to support psychological and neuropsychological testing when appropriate, and again, can support substance abuse treatment on both an outpatient and residential basis. We'll come back often to our preventative care services, and so these are outlined here separately from our primary care visits. We also cover dental, hearing, vision, and ongoing annual services. On the right, you'll see that there are other benefits and services that we do offer. We have a specialty provider related to our early intervention supports. We cover prescription drug medications. We do have a benefit for respite care and in-home health services. Our enrollees are all able to utilize our transportation service, and we do have some enrollees who are dually enrolled with hospice services as well. So starting from the beginning with your enrollment with HSCSN, one of the first things that you'll receive is an enrollee ID card. This will come in the mail to you. This will have the doctor and dentist identified from the time of enrollment. We want to make sure that all of the information on the ID card is correct, so please make sure you review it when you receive in the mail. We want to encourage you to always have your ID card with you, and a reminder that each enrollee has their own ID card, which it's illegal to let anyone else use that ID card. If there is an instance where the ID card is lost, stolen, information is incorrect, or for some reason you don't receive it, please reach out to the HSCSN Customer Care Department at 202-467-2737. We'll be able to get another replacement card out to you or correct any and send a new card if that's the issue. Should you have any other health insurance coverage, please make sure that your care manager is aware of that and make sure that you always present all of those cards at the time of service. We want to make sure that your providers and your care manager know what coverage you have so that there's no issues when it comes time for the billing to be completed. I mentioned we would be coming back to preventative care often, and we want to do this because this is the best way to keep our enrollees healthy. Preventative care covers a number of different things, including our primary care provider. So you're, the primary doctor. This is an annual visit one time a year. As I mentioned, we also cover dental. And so visiting the dental provider 2 times a year at a minimum. It's getting recommended immunizations and then following the doctor's recommendations for care. So the goal here is, again, to make sure that everyone has the best possible care and that you stay as healthy as possible. These are minimums and help us make sure that we are keeping you involved with your provider team. I did mention that we have behavioral health and substance abuse care supports available. So we do cover, we have coverage for behavioral health and substance abuse illnesses. You can contact customer care or your assigned care manager to learn about those covered benefits. So I want to highlight that we do have providers in network who help to screen, assess, treat behavioral health and substance use illnesses. They are in our provider directory on our website as well. And we will help to get enrollees linked to behavioral health and substance use providers when needed. Now we'll just talk a little bit about how you access all these benefits and services that I'm talking about. So the first thing will always be being in touch with a doctor or provider to discuss your needs. Your treating providers know you best and are able to provide recommendations for care. So that's really the first step. That provider will then submit a medical order, a prescription, whatever the word is that you may use, and that comes directly to HSCSN's Utilization Management or team. They do an authorization review on the team side, and then there are a few outcomes from that review. So if an order is approved, an authorization is then sent back to that treating provider and services may be scheduled to begin. If this is about equipment or supplies, then the vendor will coordinate delivery directly to your home. Again, if it is equipment or supplies, then we will check in particularly around equipment to make sure that you've received any needed training, answer any questions you may have, and again, just make sure that it was delivered in a good condition. As I mentioned, there's an authorization review that's completed by utilization management. And I wanted to just give a little background here on what that means. Services, equipment, or supplies can be requested, but must meet the medical conditions for approval. So when a service, equipment, or supplies are approved, the enrollee, so you, your family, and the prescribing provider, whoever wrote that initial order, will get an approval letter. This is in the regular snail mail. The identified provider, the person who will either be completing those services, providing the equipment or supplies, will also receive an authorization letter. It's once those things happen, particularly the authorization letter, that services can begin, that supplies can be ordered, or that equipment can be ordered. If a service is not approved, then the enrollee, you and your family, as well as the prescribing provider, will get a denial letter. And this denial letter will explain why that service, equipment, or supplies were not approved. If something is not approved that you believe should have been authorized, then there is a path to submit what's called an appeal. And an appeal is just a request to overturn the denial, to take another look at that. There are directions in every letter that explains, again, why something may have been denied and how to submit an appeal. So you, an authorized representative, an attorney, the treating provider who prescribed that, all could submit an appeal on your behalf. If one of these other parties do submit an appeal, you will have to provide your approval for that appeal to be submitted. This does have to be filed within 60 calendar days of the denial letter. And I'll explain now, but again, this would be in any denial letter you may receive. So to submit an appeal, you would either contact our customer care department, fax an appeal request, or mail an appeal request to one of these options, either the fax number or the address. So once an appeal is received by us, then you would receive a letter with the next steps and timeframes. You've heard me several times say that there are letters that are being submitted. So just want to call out that we want to make sure that you always keep your contact information updated with your care manager, specifically phone number and address. As you can see, that becomes very important for communications moving forward. So speaking of care management, this is something that is unique to HSCSN in that every enrollee is assigned to a dedicated care manager. And that care manager's role is to help you learn about your health needs, help learn about goals, and plan for the best health outcomes for you and your family. They're going to engage with you often, so that means they're going to meet with you face to face no less than once per year, and generally more often than that. You should be communicating at least every other month by phone, but communication can be as often as necessary depending on what's going on, what the needs are for you and your family. The care manager works closely with you, with your family, as well as any other caregivers, doctors, specialty providers that may be involved in the treatment team. We work closely with other public agencies who may be involved, such as DC Public Schools, Department of Behavioral Health, Child and Family Services involved, or if there are other agencies that you would want to be part of the discussion. And the care manager really works with you and your identified team to develop a care plan. So I do want to highlight, many of you will have just recently completed a consent packet, and this is language that's pulled from that, just as a reminder to really think about what the care management component is for HSCSN enrollment. So reiterating that care managers will help coordinate you or your child's health care. Our care managers are nurses or social workers, and we want to support those healthcare goals. So the expectation for care management to be able to assist is that you are meeting face to face, at least in the first 60 days. Otherwise, disenrollment may be explored. Making sure that we complete that assessment, really getting to know you, your family, ensuring that we have that ongoing communication monthly, or as I mentioned, every other month, making sure that we're doing face-to-face visits, that you're working with the care manager to develop that care plan, because that's what sets the goals for care managers, for you and your family and your treating providers, to make sure we're all moving forward. Understanding that care management is a requirement for enrollment with HSCSN, and that we need to be able to engage with you, that we need to be able to be in touch and locate you for phone calls, and again, to make sure we have a good address. If you're not utilizing services, then again, disenrollment from HSCSN may be something that's explored. I've mentioned care plans a couple of times, and that's because these are centered around the health care and health outcomes for you and your family. These care plans are tailored to you and making sure they fit your needs. The goal here is to work with you, your family, and your providers, again, to make sure we have a comprehensive plan for your health care goals. So you are really the key to this care plan, making sure that you're following up with a care manager, keeping us updated on any questions, concerns you may have, if there's any change in your health status, if there are any new needs that become identified, if there are changes in your treatment plan with other providers or even in your provider team, making sure that the care manager is aware so that we can communicate and keep everybody on the same page. So this plan is mailed to you, again, at the address, as well as to your primary care doctor. So the expectation there is that, we have these conversations, we develop the care plan, and then we need to make sure that we got it right. So reading the plan, making any changes that are needed, letting us know if we misunderstood something or, didn't include something you'd like to see in it. There is something that's mailed, the last sheet there, for you to sign it and mail it back. That lets us know we got it right. That lets us know we have the right address and you were able to review it. And we ask the same from the primary care doctor to make sure they're reading it, if there are any changes that need to be made, and then that they're signing off on it to send it back. I mentioned there are several teams that you may come into contact with as part of your time with HSCSN. One of the other teams is called Care Navigation. This is a team of support associates that are available to help make sure that you're able to access several of the benefits of being enrolled with HSCSN. We know that there are a lot of appointments, there are a lot of things going on all the time, and this team is really the ones who would support making sure that appointments are scheduled, whether that's a doctor checkup, a dental visit, a specialist. I mentioned transportation, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit, to talk about transportation that's available to medically necessary appointments. And I do want to make a note that you and your family can call directly to Verida, which is our transportation broker, and you can schedule transportation directly with them. However, if you need support, our Care Navigation team is here to help. You may have already received some information about the wellness gift card program, and I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. The care navigation team can help make sure we're checking your card status. If we need a new one, that we're getting one mailed out to you, or helping you check the balance if needed. The care navigation team are actually the folks that would have invited to this new enrollee orientation. You may have heard from them whenever we're looking for events outside of this, or to update any kind of information for you, like your phone number, a primary care doctor that's changing. If for any reason you need to request reimbursement for any out-of-pocket medical costs for authorized services, the care navigation team will be covering that. You will hear from them often for appointment reminders, if you need help rescheduling, and if you need any help connecting with a care manager or provider, then our care navigation team is available to assist. So the teaser here is the transportation. I mentioned this is available to all of our enrollees, regardless of what type of transportation is needed. So we have a variety of providers, and we generally would have a van or a car, something along those lines for ride sharing. However, there are specialized providers that are available should someone need a wheelchair accessible van, a stretcher vehicle, or even non-emergency ambulance for basic and advanced life support for transportation. I mentioned that transportation is available for medically necessary appointments. So that's going to look like medical appointments, therapy visits, if needed on a discharge from a hospitalization or an emergency department visit. Transportation is available to all HSCSN hosted programs and activities. Or should an enrollee, our HSCSN enrollee, be hospitalized, the transportation benefit can be used for caregiver visitation during that hospitalization. I mentioned that our care navigation team is able to assist in scheduling transportation, but it's not necessary to go through them for most trips. So the number that you'll see here is for Verida. It's also on the back of your ID card. It's on our website, and you can always call customer care to be connected as well. The requirement is that this needs to be scheduled at least 24 hours before an appointment. For urgent appointments that are made the same day, or for something like an emergency department visit that can't really be planned, then Verida needs to be contacted at least 3 hours in advance. Verida does follow up to verify the appointment with a doctor. So whenever you call to schedule any type of transportation, you'll need the pickup address, the drop-off address, the contact information for the provider, as well as information about the enrollee, such as name and date of birth. In case of an emergency, I want to highlight that this transportation benefit should not be used. Please call 911 or visit the nearest emergency department, as HSCSN and Verida do not offer emergency transportation. I also spoke briefly about that wellness gift card. So we do have incentives available. These are incentives that are loaded to a reloadable gift card, and I'll show a little bit more about that on the next slide. These are incentives that are given based on completion of certain goals. There are actually 3 goals that are available to receive money, and each enrollee can earn up to $75 a year through this incentive. So by completing a visit with your preventative physician, by completing an appointment with your preventative dental provider, as well as completing that face-to-face interaction with your HSCSN care manager. Each of those can earn up to $25, and that's just reloaded to the gift card. So there's a little bit more information here about that wellness gift card. You can see a picture here in the center. It looks just like a debit card when it comes, so please don't throw it away. This is something that's reloadable over time. This card can be used at a variety of stores, and some of the most frequent ones are highlighted here on the slide. I do want to note that the gift card can be used for just about any purchase. The exceptions for our plan fall under alcohol, tobacco or e-cigarettes, firearms, prescription medications, and lottery tickets. So those are the exceptions that it cannot be used on. This card does have an app that's connected to it, which you can see in the bottom right, the OTC Network mobile app. There is also otcnetwork.com, where you can go online and see what the status is for your card, the available funds, as well as participating stores that would be able to accept the OTC card. I want to just reiterate that this is not to be thrown away. This is reloadable for the time that you're enrolled with HSCSN, that the benefit can continue to be reloaded back to that card. Each enrollee receives their own card, and it's based on what's completed by that enrollee. So I'll go ahead and turn it over now for more information about our marketing and wellness programs.
At Health Services for Children with Special Needs, we also offer wellness programs for the enrollee and the family. These wellness programs provide empowerment and independence for our young adults. Some of the programs that we offer is the Parent Advocacy Leader Support Group. We meet the third Saturday of every month from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Parent Advocacy Leader Support Group is a network of parents and caregivers of children with special needs, and is aimed at providing mutual support. We provide assistance, understanding, and also parent empowerment and advocacy training for the enrollees by sharing knowledge, skill, and resources that are needed to the parent with children with special needs. The Male Caregiver Support Group, this is a group of parents that have children with special needs, and the program is aimed at providing assistance, mutual support, understanding, and also advocates for the enrollees. We provide trainings to enrollees and the parents by sharing the knowledge, skill, and resources that are needed to parents with children with special need. We also have the Enrollee Community Advisory Committee program. During these meetings, we provide a formal method for health services for children with special needs. The enrollees views to be incorporated into the organization's decision-making practices, and during the ECAC meetings, it advises HSCSN management of enrollee-centered approaches to support the health plan and care coordination model, which cultivate a cultural collaboration between the health plan and the enrollees. We also offer a young adult support group. This is for our youth ages 14 to 26. The young adult support group is a space for teens and young adults, and they learn about community resources. They gain experience on how to make a smooth transition into adult life and build connections with other young adults. This is a safe space for the young adults to get to know one another and also make friendship. We also have a youth athletic program. This program is for ages 5 to 26 years old. At the youth athletic program, we do different sports activities for the children and the youth. The program is designed to engage attendees in physical activity, promote the importance of health, and also making healthy choices. They also gain understanding of various sports, and the program is adapted to the children and youth of all ability levels can participate. The youth athletic program meets the first and second Saturday of every month from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Health Services for Children with Special Needs also offer a healthy living program, and the program is intended to engage participants in physical activity to promote healthy, sustainable habits that can be transferred to everyday life. Health Services for Children with Special Needs also has a program for our pregnant enrollees, and it's called the Baby and Me program. During these sessions, we provide education one-on-one class, offering information about first and second trimester of the pregnancy, and these are 0 to 27 weeks. Serving as an early pregnancy education class, we also cover some of the topics that include the body changes, health and wellness, and prenatal health care. We also offer a baby shower for the pregnant enrollees, and it takes place during the third and fourth trimester of pregnancy, and that's 28 to 40 weeks. The baby shower is meant to prepare the enrollee for labor and delivery, And we do provide some incentive for our pregnant enrollees who participate at the Baby and Me program. Health services for children with special needs. We also have a summer program benefit. This summer program benefit, health services for children with special needs can cover up to one summer program per enrollee, up to a maximum cost of $2,000. The summer program must occur between the Memorial Day and Labor Day holidays. The summer program must occur while the enrollee is not in school. Health services for children with special needs will not authorize medical transportation for participation in the program. Health services for children with special needs will not cover personal care aid services, home health aid services, or ABA services, or other therapy services during the hours when the enrollee is in the summer program. The summer program should be for the benefit of the enrollee. The enrollee must first be accepted by the summer program before requesting authorization. Payment for the summer program can be made to the caregiver to reimburse out-of-pocket expenses through the normal mechanism or the summer program can agree to send an invoice to health services for children with special needs for payment. And payment should be requested after authorization is approved. To use the summer program benefit, the parent must take the following steps. Step 1, identify a summer program for the enrollee to attend and register. Step 2, call the customer care service at 202-467-2737. The customer care will assist you through the approval process. You can also contact the care manager or visit our website for more information about the summer program benefit. There's a form that needs to be filled out to participate at the summer program. The form must be filled out with the doctor. Send the form and camp description to utilization management at HSCSN. Step 4, there must be an approval letter from Health Services for Children with Special Needs informing that the form has been approved. Step 5, submit for reimbursement if you're paying out of pocket, and the form must be sent out to Care Navigation to get the reimbursement. Or the provider can submit the invoice to Utilization Management at HSCSN. To get more information about our wellness programs and the summer program benefit, you can visit our website at hscsnhealth.org, or you can also contact your care manager. And last, you can also contact our customer care line at 202-467-2737. At the end of this presentation, you'll also find our contact information. So you can also contact ourselves and we'll be more than happy to assist you with your questions.